talking about a light rom-com read that I started a few months back, but I couldn't get myself to finish fast because it was so refreshing and light. I actually wanted to savor every page and prolong the experience for as long as I could. Because sometimes in life, you just need that break away from heavy, if you know what I mean. And this book right here gives you that comic relief that we are in desperate need of in life in general. That's not to say that there aren't any serious parts in the book, but as you will learn from reading the book, and in fact the main character's core lesson is to laugh at the fact that most of us are just F-ups who don't know what they're doing in life anyway. So without further ado, I present to you Confessions of a 40-something F-up by Alexandra Potter. First impressions are it's quite reminiscent of Bridget Jones's Diary in its self-deprecating, I'm a hot mess kind of humor, and of course the personal diary kind of narrative style. It's definitely funny, hilarious in some parts, but also wholesome in a girl power kind of way. So the book is obviously written in the first person as a sort of diary, chronicling the daily life of a 40-something British woman called Penelope. Her short nickname is Nell. And she's just broken up with her hot American fiance, whom she was living with in California. And then she decided to move back home to the UK to no job and no place to stay. Eventually, though, she does find a room to rent in a flat with a stranger named Edward, who is away on most days anyway, and then she also lands a job writing obituaries. As Nell reconnects with all her old, longtime friends, she realizes she's the only one among all of them who is still single and childless. She has no partner to show off during the holiday season, and she starts feeling really sorry for herself. Her redeeming quality, though, is when she reaches the pit of that realization and she just embraces it all for what it is, deciding to even start a podcast to just vent it all out. The name of the podcast being Confessions of a 40-something F-up. She befriends an 80-something-year-old widow who becomes her best friend and ends up teaching her a ton about life simply by leading by example. She lets go of the FOMO, as they call it, the fear of missing out. She starts gaining awareness and develops a newfound appreciation for the little things in life that you have to be grateful for. In her case, it's her landlord's dog, Arthur, her goddaughter, Izzy, her mom and dad, her brother and his new fiance. Most inspiring of all is her journey of self-transformation when she goes from hating what she sees in the mirror and her share of life, including failed dates, compared to the curated images she sees on social media, to then basically loving herself and where she is in life, wrinkles and all, and acknowledging that we all age and there's nothing wrong with that. Finally, the biggest trope in this book towards the end is when someone she cannot stand in the beginning turns out to be the most loyal person that shows up and that she can rely on in desperate times, and who thus becomes her hero and her partner. Honestly, I would very much love to see this story in motion picture. If the casting were up to me, I would choose Keely Hawes to portray Nell, James McAvoy to play the role of Edward, her landlord, Channing Tatum to play the role of her American fiance Ethan, and finally Eileen Atkins to play the role of Cricket, her 80-something-year-old best friend. All in all, this book is a breath of fresh air that will definitely get you laughing, but at the same time also make you reflect on the things that truly matter in life. I would highly recommend it, and I'd rate the book a 5 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, happy reading!